Did you know that only 5 players in NFL history have won a Super Bowl, Heisman Trophy, and a college national championship? Interestingly, Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver DeVonta Smith is one of them. He joined this prestigious class after winning Super Bowl 59. This makes him quite a special player, but that isn't the only reason he is special. He is the 4th overall wide receiver to win the Heisman Trophy and the first since Desmond Howard. It gets more interesting. While winning a rare combination of trophies makes Smith stand out from other players, he didn't need these trophies to stand out. He had an ability that other players lacked. If he hadn't decided on the NFL, he could have become an Olympic champion or an NBA star. This is the truth about DeVonta Smith. As a kid, Smith attended Amite High Magnet School, and while he went through the 4 walls of this school, he wasn't like every other kid. It was quite easy to tell that he would make a name for himself in sports. You see, Smith was famous as a 3-sport athlete. He played basketball, football, and track and field. Although he did very well at these 3 sports, it was quite easy for him to choose football over basketball and track and field, as he was a 5-star prospect and his chances of making it into the NFL were very high. After high school, Smith was officially done with basketball and track and field. He had chosen a path, and football was that path. So he went on to the University of Alabama on a football scholarship.
For the next 3 to 4 years, I'll be taking my talents to University of Alabama.
Although Smith's talent wasn't in doubt, he didn't have the best of starts to life in his freshman year. Obviously, college football was a lot different from high school football. The 2017 college season saw Smith play 14 games, and in these games, he had 8 receptions for 160 yards and 3 touchdowns, with his first touchdown coming in a game against Vanderbilt. Although Smith didn't have a bad freshman season, his sophomore season was a lot better. In 14 games, he recorded 42 receptions for 693 yards and 6 touchdowns. As much as he had a decent season, his biggest highlight that year was in the college football playoff semifinal at the Orange Bowl. This game saw the Alabama Crimson Tide win over Oklahoma 45-34, and Smith recorded 6 receptions for 104 yards and 1 touchdown. In his junior year, Smith seemed to have discovered something special and was on a different level. He led in receiving touchdowns and receiving yards. The 2019 season saw him record 68 receptions for 1,256 yards and 14 touchdowns. He had a very impressive season, and this wasn't something that happened overnight. He achieved a lot that season by taking things one game at a time. In the midst of several beautiful games, the highlight of Smith's junior year was a 59-31 victory over Ole Miss. In this game, he recorded 5 touchdowns for 274 yards. Some days before this game, he had 8 receptions for 136 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns in a 47-23 win over South Carolina. At the end of the 2019 season, Smith's teammates, wide receivers Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs III, entered the 2020 NFL Draft. And as a player that had proven his worth, he could have done the same, but he decided to stay for his senior year. His 2020 season was his most successful. He finished with 117 receptions for 1,856 yards and 23 touchdowns. After his senior year, Smith announced he was entering the 2021 NFL Draft. He was a top prospect and was drafted 10th overall by the Philadelphia Eagles. He wasn't exactly supposed to get picked by the Eagles. However, they wanted him badly, and to do this, they had to trade 2 top spots with the Dallas Cowboys.
21 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select DeVonta Smith.
Although he was drafted 10th overall, he was selected behind just 2 wide receivers, Jalen Waddle and Jamar Chase. Now, the fact that getting drafted 10th overall was quite impressive, but with Smith's talent, he could have been drafted higher up the list. Unfortunately, things didn't quite go according to plan because of his size. He was considered a little too small to play as a wide receiver in the NFL. Smith began his NFL career by putting pen to paper for a rookie contract that was worth $20.1 million. Once this contract was signed, Smith gave his fans, as well as his employers, something to hold on to. He hit the ground running by scoring a touchdown in his NFL debut. His Week 1 touchdown against the Atlanta Falcons was beautiful because it was in his first game, but even more interesting is the fact that it came with his first catch in the NFL. He went on to record 7 receptions for 122 yards during a Week 4 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Smith's rookie season wasn't the best in NFL history. However, it won't be easily forgotten by the Eagles fans, and the reason for this is quite simple. With 64 receptions for 916 yards and 5 touchdowns, he set a record as the Eagles rookie with the most receiving yards in a season. Although Smith failed to hit the 1,000-yard mark in his rookie season, his sophomore season, as well as his third, saw him cross this mark. The wide receiver's second year in the NFL saw a significant improvement in his stats. He finished with 95 receptions for 1,196 yards and 7 touchdowns. In a Week 3, 24-8 win over the Washington Commanders, he had 8 catches for a record 169 yards and 1 touchdown. That season, he went over the 100-yard mark in 5 games. Although he didn't break or set any records with this, it was proof of his consistency. After the regular season, Smith was still firing on all cylinders. He scored a receiving touchdown in a divisional round game, which saw the Eagles defeat the New York Giants 38-7. He went on to drop jaws in the NFC Championship after he had a one-handed 29-yard reception in a game against the San Francisco 49ers. Although this catch was mind-blowing and will go down in history as one of his best, the effort he put in was almost useless as it could have been ruled incomplete. Fortunately, luck was on his side and it ended up leading to a touchdown. That same season, Smith made it to Super Bowl 57. Unfortunately, his team lost to the Kansas City Chiefs 38-35. Nonetheless, with 7 catches for 100 yards, he gave a good account of himself. Much like his sophomore season, Smith ended the 2023 NFL season eclipsing the 1,000-yard mark again with 81 receptions for 1,066 yards and 7 touchdowns. Out of 16 games, in 2 games, he was able to go over the 100-yard mark. He went on to record 8 receptions for 148 yards in a NFC wildcard 32-9 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In the 2024 NFL season, Smith put pen to paper a second time for a 3-year contract extension with hopes of improving on his stats. Well, going by his stats, things didn't quite go according to plan. He had 68 receptions for 833 yards and 8 touchdowns. As much as his stats could have been better, the figures no longer mattered after he won Super Bowl 59. This win is one that the Eagles will always remember as revenge for their Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs 2 years earlier in Super Bowl 57. There is more. Smith caught a touchdown pass in this game and set a record as the first Alabama alumni to catch a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl. Smith might have won the Super Bowl and will always be remembered for this feat. However, as an individual, he still has a lot to prove in the NFL. Hopefully, he stays fit and raises his game in the next couple of seasons. If you had a blast watching this, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest crazy content. Drop a comment below and let us know which moment blew your mind the most. Catch you all in the next one.